Okay, carry on.
I welcome everyone to the session. I hand over the session to the V. Sai Monica of third ECB. So Monica, go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Pleasant good evening to everyone. Welcome to this special talk on education. Ritesh, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, Monica.
Yeah. Can I start?
Yes, now it's audible. You please start it, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Pleasant good evening to everyone. Welcome to this special talk on Education 4.0. It is my pleasure to host this event featuring Dr. V. Vijaya Kishore, sir, as distinguished expert in education and the professor and program head of electronics and communication engineering at Mohan Babu University. Let's embark on a transformative journey of learning together. Now I would like to hand over session to sir. Please welcome, sir.
Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible and you can continue.
Yeah, good evening to all. Am I clear, ma?
Yes, sir, you're clear, sir.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good evening to all. This will be a brief session, which will be focusing on the what is Industry 4.0 and a brief idea about the industrial revolutions 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and of course now we are in 4.0, and of course 5.0 is also coming into picture. But we will limit our discussion only up to Industry 4.0. And more important thing is I would like to focus on the skills required for Industry 4.0. So the motto of today's session is future engineers need to be able to speak in code. So hope you can understand this statement. Future engineers need to be able to speak code. That means the programming skills are very important for the students, especially who are coming out in the next coming years. Right. So when I say Industry 4.0, first let us focus on what are the roles of the teacher and also what is the responsibility of the student under this Industry 4.0. So equivalently, they have named this the teaching learning process as Education 4.0. And in this Education 4.0, which is related with Industry 4.0, the teachers has to play the role of mentoring, and they have to exhibit the quality of mentoring especially, and they have to stop all these the regular what to say teaching learning methodologies. So asking question, giving assignments, and asking them to come and giving some what to say punishments and all these things, right? So the teacher has to transform himself, and the important thing is he has to be a facilitator rather than what to say a conventional teacher. So he has to do the mentoring, he has to counsel the students, and then he has to be as a facilitator for the entire students. So as simple as that, he should act as a guide to the students of this generation. Why? Because these kids are especially millennials or Gen X. So their enthusiasm is more the anxiety of learning to new or adapting to new things is very high, because the system when technology is changing very fast, and the teachers has to cope up with the technology and also with the psychology of the students. And coming to this another point, so education 4.0 especially gives the faculty members will empower the faculty members by using so many teaching learning tools. So I think you are all familiar with LMS tools, learning management systems. So last year also we have implemented some Canvas, Google Classrooms. All these come under the learning management systems. So basically there are many pedagogical aspects which can be implemented, and the focus is on self-learning and life-learning capabilities or abilities to see in the students of today, right? And similarly, the role of teachers in education 4.0, students are also need to exhibit some kind of responsibility, or what to say, they have to be very serious about this industry 4.0. So the skills, the demanding, the students have to have the skills which are in demand. So some industries may take some Python programming skilled person. Some may be hardware related, hardware programming. So some may be VLSI related, something like this. So skills are very important, and depending upon your interest, you have to upgrade yourself with the skills, demanding skills, and also you have to be in pace with the changing technology. And the second point is this education 4.0 will improve self-learning skills among the students and enhance their learning outcomes. And this education 4.0 encourages students to use the resources. So now you are familiar with the Coursera, Udemy, and then many other internet resources are available, where the learning is become very, very simple. So you need not wait for a teacher to come to class and deliver the content and clarify your doubts. So you can view the videos which are available on the internet for free, and then you can learn something. And if you're having any doubts, you can just come to the class and discuss with the, the so-called mentor or teacher nowadays, right? And similarly, the last one is it's a very good approach for developing desirable skills. And the main thing is that they have to develop innovative and creative entrepreneurs or employees, uh, adapting themselves to the changing technologies. So nowadays, my suggestion is that instead of doing a job under some company, it's better you create jobs for many people. So become entrepreneurs. And today, this is a buzzword for all the latest technologies in many countries. And coming to this industrial revolutions, so I think revolutions have started, and all the different ways of using the technologies or the available what say available power or knowledge that you have been shared. So the first industrial revolution began in the 18th century, and in that situation, in 18th century, there was no mechanical parts or something like that. So steam power is used for a mechanism for production. So a well-known example is we have weaving looms, which are powered by hand muscle. So you might have seen that weavers will be using their hands and legs to weave saris and other clothes. So those are the first things that are replaced by the first industrial revolution, and which are replaced by the steam engine. So the physical hand movements and all these things are replaced by steam engines, which produce some power, and equivalently, the same weaving looms can be automated. That is in the 18th century, where steam engines and steam power locomotives are came into existence. And the second industrial revolution began in the 19th century with the discovery of electricity and also assembly line production. So this gave a path for the idea of mass production. And this began with a slaughterhouse in Chicago, where they are used for butchering the pigs. They are tied on the conveyor belts, and then they are moved to on the conveyor belts for the butchering and all these things. So this was an idea which was implemented in 19th century, and the same idea of using that conveyor belts and all these things, they are used for automobile production. So the first automobile productions and all these things came into like using conveyor belts and all these things. And the third industrial revolution began in the 70s in the 20th century, where there was a partial automation and also using some programmable devices like computers and also programming controlling elements and so. So here the earlier automatic production, which was used based upon steam engine, all these things are programmed. So this has given a path to automate the production process without human intervention or human assistance. So example is the robotics was evolved during these 70s, and in that era, the automatic production was mainly focused only for a limited number of industries, and two without human assistance or human intervention. And coming to the fourth generation, that is I 4.0. So this is the most hot topic of today's world. And here this particular I 4.0 is characterized by the information communication technologies to industry, and also it is known as 4.0. So the basic idea behind this I 4.0 is if you observe the third generation, there is a production system and a computer technology which is already available in the third industrial, it is I 3.0. So now this third industrial revolution is converted into I 4.0 by networking all these production systems and then the computer technologies, right? So which gave an opportunity to expand by network connections. That means through the internet, especially the internet. And these systems are having a digital twin, which are interconnected to speak to themselves, and then they will allow they will allow to communicate with other facilities, and also after communicating they come out with some output information, process that, all the same. So the basic outcome of this is cyber physical production systems. So the entire revolution gave an outcome of which is defined as a cyber physical production systems. And a well-known example is the smart factories. So autonomous production. Nowadays we have seen so many industries, the manpower is being reduced, and robots are coming into replacing the humans, right, for every event. And moreover, the time and then the maintenance is also less. So smart factories nowadays come under the industrial 4.0, and basically these are used for autonomous production. Autonomous means there will be no human intervention, everything will be programmed, and if there is any requirement of a human, then they will be speaking through the internet and all that. And coming to the industry 4.0, to understand this better, we have to first understand the principles behind this industry 4.0: the interconnection, information transparency, technical assistance, and decentralized decisions. So let us see what is interconnection. So we have interconnection between Yeah. Hello.
Sir.
So hope I'm back.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. So screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir, and your voice is also clear, sir.
Okay. So information transparency. I think from there I will gloss my network. Right. So technical sense is a very important principle which supports the human, which in turn by accumulating the information and also visualizing information. So based upon the information, only the decisions can be made, and these decisions are used for solving the business problem, especially. And the fourth one is a decentralization decision. So this provides autonomous task ability to perform over, say, some mass productive output, and then the capability to perform decisions and then implement them very very small time. And this is the main focus of today's session. The skills gets required under I 4.0. So all these are the skill sets which the employer expects in the students. So I think these skills are very important, and we try to understand the various skills which are expected by the companies or organizations or industries, whatever may be, and try to make yourself upgraded with these skills. Right. So basically, what is a skill set? It's nothing but an ability or capability to do a specific job effectively. So this is just as simple as that. But what is the ability? How can you get those ability, or how can you get that capacity to do the specific task effectively? Is what is that matters. So to deal with the industry 4.0, you have to gain or develop certain skills such that the employer sees you. Right. So if the skills are not present in you, or you are not upgraded with the skills, then nobody will look at you. So the first very important, as I said, my the session was started with the future students should speak code, right? So these programming skills are the technical based, and which are basically program skills. Everybody knows that some Python programming, Java programming, HTML something, C programming. So basically, whatever language you learn, so try to focus on that language, and then try to understand that language and try to execute what to say, complex, simple to complex programs. So basically, these program skills are the technical expertise that a company looks into a person, and whether he is having a capability of writing a program or developing a software, okay, and then compiling it, and then making it, let's say, develop it, compile it, and then implement that one. And the second skill set that is expected is data analytics. So today, a huge amount of data is coming from different sources, different sensors, and various side. So these data analytics, we have to identify. So we have to convert that into some kind of pattern. So there will be some hidden patterns from the data you have to identify, which is already stored in the database systems, or maybe some real time, or maybe the data that is stored in database systems. So the next skill set is a data visualization. And this data visualization is a very simple example is the Microsoft Excel, where you can convert the entire data into a visual representation like graphs, bar graphs, or pie charts, or something like that. So in general, instead of looking at the numbers, if you look at the visual representation of those numbers, it will be easy uh, for the client, or for the other side person to understand more clearly than just to explain about the numbers. So you have to have idea about the numerous visual tools. I think there are wide resources available on the internet. There are wide resources available on the internet where you can start the data visualization by simple Microsoft Excel also, right? So try to focus on this. And some companies are offering 1.5 lakhs per month, and who are having expertise in Microsoft. So they do anything using Microsoft, right? So it is not necessary that you should have a programming skill, but depending upon your interest and the focus, then you can know this. And the next one is the virtual collaboration. Next one is the visual collaboration, which is defined as the capability to make effective collaboration between the virtual team. So nowadays, the pandemic has made us to learn so many new ways of delivering. and so many new ways of meeting. So we have so many tools available, say like Zoom or Google Meet, so which we are doing now, right? So the basic idea of this virtual collaboration is this creates an opportunity for the team. They may be present some 1,000 miles apart, but still it makes the collaboration between the participants by using the technology. So they can share, they can discuss, and they can evaluate and all this. And another important factor which I regularly tell my students is the critical thinking. So this is very, very important. So this critical thinking will be making a person, when a student, to use a logical and reasoning aptitudes to identify the strengths, weakness, and not to generate the solutions, right? So you have to find a solution, and you have to find the way to the solution or the problem, and also you have to find the conclusion. So this critical thinking skill is already present in you, but the only thing is you have to bring it out and explore yourself. And the next important skill is the cognitive skills. These are the intellectual abilities, so which are learning. So this simply is the ability to learn. This is a very tough job for nowadays students, but still you have to focus on this, because if you don't learn, you will not get anything. And the next skill that is expected is the complex problem solver. And these are the skills that make the students to identify complex problems. So everybody looks at a problem, but you have to be something different, right? So when there is a problem which is complex, then you have to analyze that problem and bring some idea and compute some solution or something like that. So after computing the solution, it is not just deploying that solution, but you have to evaluate. So you have to predict what are the unpredicted situations that you are going to encounter when you deploy that particular solution. And also you should have a handy alternative solution if something goes wrong and all that. So you have to implement the best solution to solve the problem. So there may be multiple solutions, but among those multiple solutions, we have to analyze each and every solution, and then you have to come out with the best solution to solve the problem. And another important thing is communication present skills. So if you have talent, program skills, and everything, whatever maybe, if you are a complex solver, so the other person should understand, isn't it? So for that, communication is very important. And also sometimes you will be asked to train your subordinates or present all the data to the clients or something like that. So improving your communication and present skills is a very, very important skill that Industry 4.0 focuses on. So this will help you to speak through presentations or deliver content through presentations, and also it helps to prepare reports, maybe whatever the reports, like maybe the individual reports or your work reports or your target reports or something like that. So which may be a project or individual, but overall we have to um, upgrade yourself with how to present, when how to convince the other person. This is very important skill. And the next one is adaptive thinking. As the name suggests, adaptive means you have to be ready to accept the changes. So as time changes nowadays, the technology is changing very fast, right? Similarly, programming languages and the implementation of these programming languages to different applications is also daily. Same programming language is used for multiple applications. So you have to cultivate the habit of adapting yourself for the changes which are happening with the time, maybe in technology or maybe programming or what it may be. And finally is the qualitative skills and the quantitative skills. So qualitative skills are they are subjective, and they cannot be measured. They can be just only observed. But whereas quantitative skills, they have to be measured to fulfill the specific objectives. So quantitative skills are measured, and these things are to be uh, fulfilled, measurable by some quantitative parameter. Like some performance indicator will be there, and this can be quantitatively uh, measured, and this can be achieved only when you fulfill the specific objective within the stipulated time or something like that. And here you can see the employability. So what are the skills? There are two categories. All these grouped into two categories: business skills and technical skills. And whatever that we have discussed so far comes under these two category groups, and that is business skills and technical skills. And with this, I would like to end this session. So remember, whatever may be your dream organ, but today's industry, whether it is IT industry or manufacturing industry or some other industry, you name it, they require programming skills. So you are future engineers, and future engineers need to be able to speak code. So learn programming, and also keep focusing on your communication skills and presentation skills, and be a complex thinker with critical thinking capabilities. Okay, thank you very much. Bye. Take care.
Sir. Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we would like to thank you, sir. So we from Department of ECE, student coordinators of program, extend our thanks for an informative and potential session and your clear vision towards the technical skill sets and interpersonal and intrapersonal business skill sets require what are all these required in us to survive in the industry. And we also express our gratitude to accept the invitation for taking forward the session. Hope all the students make use of this session once again. Thanking you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all for your patience listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.